Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Max and I'm a Russian guy who lives in China for 5 years already. And just today I had a really interesting conversation with my friends who are also foreigners living in China, and we were talking about subways. And they told me a lot of interesting things about American subway, especially about New York subway. And most of these sounded like weird horror stories for kids. But they told me, Max, you just need to go to YouTube and check it out by yourself. Okay, let's check it out and compare with my experience of taking a subway in China and taking a subway in Russia. Okay, let's go. This is really weird that I just typed New York subway and it only shows titles like "The New York subway just got worse. Disturbing video captures New York City subway passengers' violent brawl." What else? New York after hours, and it doesn't look good. Bizarre 2 a.m. New York City subway, the world's worst metro. Okay, let's take a look at this one.
There's no glass door to protect a passenger from jumping off and killing themselves. I don't know what is going on over here.
Was it mold? Ugh.
Whoa, dude, it's sick.
Well, I've just seen several seconds of that video and it looks old, like very old.
So now you can pay with your card. This is a brand new system. You can actually pay with a credit card to enter the metro.
Oh, you can already pay with your card in New York subway. Okay, cool.
For the record, that costs $2.75 for one ride.
Almost $3 for one ride. I wonder how long is the ride?
What do you guys think about the New York subway system? Yo, it's free though, so it's just we students, we have the metro card.
It's so unsafe. I can't even take the train at night.
They say it's so unsafe, I cannot even take the train at night. Ooh.
Trains are pretty gross. Pretty grimy, not gonna lie.
Trains are pretty gross? Okay, let's take a look.
One thing I do notice about the metro here is there's no glass door to protect a passenger from jumping off and killing themselves or getting pushed off. Is this a concern?
Wow, yeah, interesting. That first of all, it looks really old and really dirty, and there is no glass door to protect passengers. But I must say, not all the countries have the glass doors, but they still have amazing metro systems.
You should know not to sit here.
But I sit here all the time.
Are we gonna get
someone with a disability?
Well, the trains look okay. They still look pretty old, but they are fine, I suppose. I wonder, when was it built? Let me Google. Ooh, the first line was completed in 1904, so it's more than 100 years old. Okay, that makes sense, that explains a lot, but how often do they renew the subway stations? Because, you know, in Russia we also have subway stations that are pretty old. Let me check. Okay, Moscow subway was built in 1935, and I will show it to you later.
There's a guy sleeping over there. Homelessness in New York City is a serious problem, an injustice that often plays out in the subway system.
Okay, so seems like there is a lot of homeless people just sleeping on the subway stations, and that's why many girls are afraid to go there. Well, I cannot blame them. You know, actually, this looks amazing. I really like it. Yeah, it looks like the best setting for my favorite horror movies, and I'm a huge horror fan, so for me this looks amazing. But you know, you like to watch horror movies, you don't want to live in a horror movie. Actually, you know, guys, there is a subway station just in 10 minutes walk from here, so let's go check it out and compare. All right? All right, and now we are gonna explore how the subway in my city, in Kunming, looks like. Because probably you can find a lot of videos from Beijing, Shanghai, and these are like the biggest cities in China, so they have the most advanced subway system. Kunming is the capital of Yunnan province, and it has the population of around 5 million people, I suppose. Yeah, I need to check it. And yeah, but still it is not considered as like one of the biggest cities. It is considered as a third-tier city. So let's take a look how the subway in the third tier city in China looks like. Subway station, and as you can see there are lots and lots of electro bikes. So anyone who arrives to this station can take the electro bike or can take one of these rickshaw. Here is the subway station. Here you can buy tickets, even though you can just enter by scanning the QR code through here. So as you can see, here we can choose English or Chinese. And let's compare. For example, usually I travel across half of the city from here. I go all the way here, and it takes like 4 yuan. So the distance is like half of the city. And so if you go from one end to another, the most expensive trip is 6 RMB. So from going from one end to another takes 6 yuan. But if you just go several stations, they will charge you 2 RMB. Alright, to enter, I just need to use the public transport app on my phone. It generates the QR code and I can enter the station by scanning the QR code. So I must say that all the subway stations in China are super clean and super neat. They have these posters: please no littering, no eating at the subway station, please be quiet, do not disturb others. So yeah, it is pretty convenient and pretty nice and clean, I would say. Oh, one more interesting thing, take a look. So they have these screens here. If you take a look at the screen, on the top left corner they show to which station it goes. In the middle it shows how much time left until the next train. One more cool thing about Chinese subways is these maps, because you can see that here they have a map of the area, so you can check out which exit you need to take to go to which side of the road and continue your journey. Also they have the map of the whole system, the subway system of Kunming. And you know, the crazy thing is that actually the first subway in Kunming was built in 2012. It's like 12 years ago, yeah, just 12 years ago, and they already have 6 lines and also small maps of this station where you need to go to get to the elevator, to the toilet, and to the exit. Yeah, it says, "You are here," for those who don't speak Chinese and cannot read Chinese. Also, one more big difference between China and Russia, between Chinese subway system and Russian subway system, is that in China they have these glass doors that separate the station from the railways. But in Russia we don't have them. It's like completely open, so if you just step forward you can actually fall on the rails. Even by looking at the floor you can see how they organize their life here. So it even shows where you should stand to enter and where you should not stand, because people exit from here.
This train terminates at North Coach Station.
one more crazy thing about these trains is that they have ads projections on the wall of the tunnel. So basically it's like a hologram that is projected not even inside but outside of the train. Yeah, as you can see, it is pretty hard to shoot a horror movie here. But actually I need to Google, maybe on Bilibili they have some Chinese horror movies that are located in Chinese subways, but I have big doubts about that. It's more probable that we can shoot one episode of Black Mirror instead of horror movies here, because it looks like the future. So right now we've seen how Chinese subway looks like, and that's a pretty regular subway. And the amazing thing is that people here in China have subways in many different cities. So it is actually quite a common thing to have a subway in the city. And comparing to Russia, I love a Russian subway. If you ever go to Russia, of course, probably you will go to Moscow or St. Petersburg. You need to go to the subway and check out Russian subway stations. They are just like a work of art. They are pretty old, yes. They most of them were built in the times of Soviet Union, but some lines were opening recently. So yeah, and they are constantly getting renovated. So you can check them out. They look pretty modern. They look great. Actually, I think I should have some video footage from my last trip to Russia 1 year ago. I'm not from Moscow, so when I first got there, I was stunned actually, and Moscow subway is amazing. The only sad thing about it is that not in every Russian city we have subway, and actually in quite few cities we have subway. Let me check. Okay, so only 7 cities in Russia have subway systems, and some of them have 2 subways. Okay, let's check out USA. Okay, so it says New York, Boston, Washington, Columbia, Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, and Atlanta. So 9. All right, pretty good. Let's check out China. Oof. Okay, let me check. So China metro systems, the list of metro systems already built in China. It says that, the list is pretty long. In total, it has 39 cities that have subway systems. And it says there is one more on the way. Big cities often have between 10 to 20 lines, and they are cheap and relatively easy to navigate for foreigners, usually with English. So, yeah, that's true, just like you could see. So, what's my conclusion? Actually, I was using the subway without even understanding how amazing our local subway system is. I think I was taking it for granted for too long, and now I'm just gonna enjoy every ride that I have here in China. You know, when I was a kid, I was always watching a lot of movies about New York, and I think all teenagers and all kids in Russia were dreaming about going to New York because we've seen so many movies that took place there. And we've heard a lot about New York subway, but now it just sounds like a boogeyman fairy tale, and by seeing with my own eyes, I was quite surprised. And yeah, here comparing like China and Russia, Chinese subway system and Russian subway system, I can say that Russian subway system, it's old, but it is glorious. It looks amazing. It's like a nice wine that aged so well. While Chinese metro system, it looks like the future. It looks like the cyberpunk that people are talking about. And yeah, I actually haven't seen anything like this anywhere else. Maybe I need to check out some other Asian countries, but at the moment, I don't think that any country advanced in this area as much as China. Okay, so guys, yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you today. Thanks for doing all these comparisons with me, and let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye!